get everything together. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ajax's channel. As we were doing last time, we're going to be doing some more panel lining. Now, for those of you who don't know what panel lining is, it is when you add little bits of ink to certain areas that have divots or lines. Welcome back to Ajax's channel. Let me just get that. Little areas or little lines within the model itself, so it gives it a little bit more depth. I wish I could show you guys a little bit better, but you would see certain lines like which is better. Let me see if I can make the light go away. So that area right there would not be as prominent as it would be without it. It just gives it a little bit more detail for when you actually pose it and take pictures. Without that, it's fine, but most of the time with it would be better. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, we've already done the arms, both arms and both legs for this model. Now we're going to be doing the body. The way it works is I have 3 panel line pens. One is brown, one is black, one is gray. Each one of these represents a color that I have to panel line. The gray is for whites and off-whites and light grays. The black is for anything dark, such as blues. And the brown is for reds and yellows. If you guys don't understand how that's supposed to work, well, it just gives it a little bit more depth in certain colors. So if you were to use black on every single thing on certain areas, such as the white, it would show up too black, and you don't want it to be too dark. Let me actually move my camera up a little, just so I can work a little bit better here. Much better. Alright, so again, we're going to start off with this. We're going to start off with the white. We're going to start off with the torso and the head. We're going to start off with the white areas. We actually, you know what we'll do is we'll remove the head first. We'll leave that there. And actually, you know what? We'll start with the head first. And we'll leave the torso right there. The head is going to be mostly white with some off-white areas. Now, for those of you guys just learning what panel lining is or don't know what it is, here's a better explanation. You see those black lines right there? On the model itself, it doesn't have those black lines. And what you're supposed to do is draw those black lines in. They are little indentations or crevices that you have to put in. Like for instance, the head doesn't have that, just in case. You can see it right there. The head doesn't have those lines on it, the little fins on the heads. But with the gray, we can add that in ourselves. We are going to need a Q-tip for this. The other advantage is you don't have to, it's not exact science. You can actually mess up a bunch of times doing this, or you can mess up while you're actually doing it. The cool thing is you use the Q-tip to rub off any excess, and at the same time the Q-tip acts as a way of weathering the panel lines. When you do rub it off, it does get darker in certain areas, so it looks like the armor is a little bit more stressed. It looks like the armor is used, and it looks like the armor itself is been through some battles or been through some action. Alright, let's rub the Q-tip off of this. And I wish like I said, panel lining is one of those things where I wish I had a better camera, a better HD camera, which, you know, I should get sometime soon. But until then, we're gonna have to do it this way, where I wish you guys can see everything I'm doing. But like I said, this will give it a little bit more detail in the areas that usually doesn't have it. What I'll do also on my stream is I'm going to be uploading all the pictures that, after I'm done with this model, I'm gonna upload all the pictures somewhere, and then I'll link them into my description on my Twitch channel. That way anybody and everybody can see what I've done, and you'll see all the details that have been put into this model accordingly, with the panel lining and the assembly and everything else that I've done. during this time, what we'll do is we'll chat. Everybody will all chat it up while I do this panel lining. This gives me a little bit more chance to talk to everybody actually while I do this. So it's going to be more or less a Q&A than anything else, as opposed to actually assembling the model, which we did this past week. So we assembled the model. It took me about, I'd say, 4 days. And what I'm going to do for my next stream is I'm going to space that out a little bit more for my next model. I am planning to purchase another model come this Saturday, and after this Saturday I'll start assembling it on a better schedule. What I'm thinking about the schedule is, pardon me, what I'm thinking about the schedule is every other day. So I'll probably stream on Saturday, and then take a break on Sunday, stream again on Monday, take a break on Tuesday, and so on and so forth. We've gotten some of the panel lines there. Looks good. I'm trying to look for any more crevices in the model where I can actually add more panel lines, but it doesn't seem like there's anywhere else with the gray piece. Now for dark gray pieces, what we want to use is black. So darker pieces such as dark gray and blues is when we want to use black, because it'll pop out more. And it kind of just makes sense, right? Where if we were to use less gray on a gray, it's not going to show up as well as a black on a gray. So that's what we want to do. Let me just rub this off. Again, the cool thing about this is it adds more detail to the model. That's what we want to do. And the secondary effect is that it does show some weathering on the armor. And during this time, it's a perfect opportunity for any of us to talk about anything and everything. Any new people in my channel, any people in my channel that's been here for a while, any lurkers that might have some questions that I might be able to answer. Okay, I wish you guys could see that better. My light's a little bit bright, but it's there, trust me. And when I actually add the pictures later on, then you'll see what I mean by the armor popping out a little bit more. Now we'll do the white areas for the torso. This should be a pretty short stream, but I think I'll add a couple more things. I might assemble a couple more of the hands and just do some posing and whatnot with the model. So what we'll do is we'll do the panel lining first. We'll reassemble the model, because as you can tell, I've taken off all the arms and the legs and the head. And then from there, we'll put her back together. I just like to call her. We'll put her back together, and then I'll reassemble a set of new hands, because the hands that I have on here are actually pretty cool, because that's in a fist and you can actually open up the thumb and open up the hands a bit, and you can actually see that the hands open up and they close. So they're actually very, very articulated. The problem with that is it doesn't really hold the weapons too well, because the weapons require a bit more grip, right? But because the articulation on these hands are slightly lighter than, let's just say, articulation on an actual set of hands that are set to be fists with a hole in them, then of course you want to take those, because those are set, and those will be better pieces in that case. But for now, we'll do panel lining. See if we actually have some people that enjoy me doing that, so I can entertain you all. Some weathered areas there, that's good. Hope you guys like the music that I have, actually. It's supposed to be dubstep, but it doesn't sound exactly like it right now. But either way, what is it today? It's Thursday night. So I'm probably going to, or at least I may skip tomorrow night when it comes to streaming, because Saturday I'll have a brand new model for everybody to take a look at. A brand new model for us to assemble. And plus, you know, it'll be better time management to have a different model starting on Saturday and then skipping the days out. Be better that way. Because instead of me being done with this model, let's just say I could have finished this model either yesterday or the day before, because I was actually streaming practically daily because I got a little bit too excited. This way we'll space it out a little bit better for the master grades. If I was doing something like, let's just say a master grade, then that is not the color I want. I want to do whites for now. Let's just say if I was doing a master grade, which is much more complicated than a real grade, then yes, maybe streaming every day would be something that's necessary for us. But right now, because we're doing a real grade, which is not as detailed as a master grade, then maybe every other day would be better for myself and for everybody that's watching. Because right now, what I kind of want to do is I want to not stream the panel lining. It's something that I want to kind of do on my own. That way, you guys won't have to go through boring streams like this, where you watch me do things that you can't even see. Or maybe I'll pick up panel lining again later on once I get a better HD camera. Right now I have a Logitech C910 as opposed to a Logitech C920, or even something a little bit higher than that. And as much as it's 1080p HD, it doesn't show as much detail as it should. I know there's some streamers that actually use much more, much clearer HD cameras, HD webcams. Yeah, much clearer webcams than what I'm using, and they can show all these detailed things that I'm doing. But unfortunately, I don't have those. Not yet. It's something I'm planning in the future. Then that way, everybody can see what I'm doing. Everybody can see the detail. So light gray, the light gray panel for the sabers. I might have some sabers later on also, so I can show everybody where everything is. How everything's supposed to look. Oh yeah, for those that don't know, this is... Oh, my music is louder than me? Let me change that. Thank you. How about now? Better? Oh, you know why? Because I had my microphone still above my head. That is such a noob move for a streamer. So I had my mic not sticking towards my mouth until just now. So everybody that was here before that probably couldn't hear anything can now hear better. How are you today, Aini? Are you streaming right now? Ladies and gentlemen, that is Aini Waffles. She is a streamer in her own right. She streams her art on Creative, just like I stream my model making on Creative, and she is a real life friend. She's awesome. You should check out her channel. Check out her streams. Check out the artwork that she does. They're actually pretty awesome. Okay, those are much better than they used to be. So with those pieces, now we want to do the GM particle drive. the GN drive that releases GN particles out into the world, or out to this model. Oopsie. Don't want to take that out right now. Not right now. We want to take that out. And you know what? Let's go use something to take that out. Oh, you're doing maintenance? What is it? Maintenance on what? On Legion? Annie Waffles is also the community manager for Legion of Heroes for Nexon M. She is one of my co-workers there. Did I accidentally just put pieces together that shouldn't go? Oh, there they go. You know what? We'll just do it without having to take it off. Because right now taking it off is a little bit more involved than I like it to be. Okay. And again, after this, we'll do some posing and whatnot, and then it'll be a little bit more exciting than what we're doing right now, which is, like I said, panel lining. Oh, for those that don't know what this is a Gundam, or what they call Gunpla or Gundam plastic models. There's different grades to these models. There is the high grade, which is the lowest quality ones that you can get. High grades, you know, with that said, high grades are actually not bad models. They're actually very, very good starters especially. And with a little bit of work, they actually turn out really, really, really nice. But they're easier to assemble, and easier to maintain, and easier to customize than all the other grades. The next grade after that would be the real grade, which is the grade that this model is. This model is a real grade. It is a 1/144 scale of an actual Gundam, which is the same scale as the high grade. And it's a lot more detailed and has a lot more features and gimmicks than the high grades do. And it's also got, well, it's got the same amount of articulation as the master grades, because it does come with an inner frame. Starcab, how are you, sir? How are you? Starcab is another one of my regulars, and also one of my moderators for this channel. Say hi to everybody, Starcab. Very, very, very good guy. Very good guy. And so like I was saying, real grades are in between the master grades and the high grades. It does come with an inner frame, which is similar to the master grades, but it is the size of a high grade, which is 1/144 scale. It has some of the same details as a master grade. Alright, let me get that out right there. Some of the same details, let's just say a master grade. Again, with the same inner frame type design, with the size of a high grade. Now, let's discuss master grades. Master grades are 1/100th scale models, so they're 1/100th the size of the actual Gundam size if Gundams were real. So they're bigger than the high grade and the real grade, and has a lot more detail. A lot more detail than both. Well, somewhat, you know, sometimes the real grades. Oh, we have to take that off. And sometimes the real grades and the master grades have about the same level of complexity. Okay, oopsie. Same level of complexity, so. Alright, so that's done. Let's close her up. Oh, there's also this area right here that we want to panel line, which is the cone. Again, it's okay to make mistakes. It's not one of those things that's perfect science, or you have to get it exactly within the line, just like kindergarten, because you can just rub off any excess. And actually, any excess that stays acts as weathering. So, Aini, you're working from home today? And Starcrab, how have you been the past couple of days? Are you working from home right now? I mean, Aini? Alright, and we've done the gray areas, and we've done the white areas on the back. We've done the white areas on the front. We haven't done the white areas on the front piece here. Okay, we need to panel line all that. No, Starcab, I actually didn't get to stream yesterday. I was at home and I was very tired, just like I am today, but you know, I just wanted to get this all finished up by Friday, because I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow, Friday night. I'm probably going to stream sometime Saturday again with my new model that I'm purchasing on Saturday. And Starcab, I'm going to be streaming, you know, starting this coming week, I'm going to be streaming every other day, so you'll catch me every other day. And so I can better space out what I'm trying to do. Like I said, it's you know, we're almost finished with the model already, and it's only Thursday, and I skipped one day. So I could have finished everything probably yesterday or the day before. And plus, I'm kind of, in a way, trying to avoid the panel lining streams, like what I'm doing right now, because I sent a Twitch. So yeah, like I was saying, panel lining like this, until I can get a better HD camera, isn't gonna be really very good to stream, because you can't really see everything that I'm doing, right? Which is unfortunate, because panel lining is, as much as it doesn't seem to be that important, it is very important. Like I said, it makes the armor pop out a lot more. So we've done all the white areas for this model, so now we're gonna go do blues and dark grays, which is gonna require the black markers. You sent a Twitter. You know what? I really need to catch up on those. My social media for this Twitch is not the same as my personal, which I'm thinking about. Well, I'm debating if I should make these my primary social media outlets, which would be pretty cool. It's a good way to start over, which is what I did with my last channel, because I used to have a channel before this, for those that didn't know. Twitch, tweet, too close. Yeah, true. Very true. But yeah, I'm sure that people aren't all that interested in watching me panel line. They're more interested in actual assembly of the model, which I can't blame them, because that's what I would be interested in if I was watching somebody's Gundam stream, Gunpla stream. So here we go. It's coming out nicely for the blue areas. Coming out very nicely at that. Alright, now let's do the other side. Again, the colors are black, brown, and gray.
Gray is for the whites and off-whites, light grays. Black is for darker colors such as blue or dark gray, or even dark brown. And brown is for areas like red. Oh, well, I guess browns also. They work for browns also. Oops. I took a piece off while I was doing that. Cool. Let me wipe off some excess right there. It's already starting to look much better. And I guess I could do decals, but not right now. It's one of those well, Gunpla is one of those things where it comes with decals, but most of the time, well, some of the times you don't even really need to do decals. Because if you look at the actual anime for these Gunpla, a majority of the time the robots or the mechs don't have decals or stickers or even detail paint like that, like what usually comes with. It's just usually plain, very few details. Very few details when it comes to decal types or logos or anything like that, which is essentially what the decals are. Alright, we got the front. I wish I could take that off a little bit better on that piece, but nope, we can't. Still works out pretty well. Still works out very well, actually. This is going to be the top of the chest, which is going to be where the head is going to be popped on anyway, so there's certain areas that you can cover up, which works out. Alright, do some more panel lining around here. Bare bones. That is a good description, Starkout. Yep, a lot of the Gundams out there in the anime that you watch are much more bare bones. They don't have many logos, which is pretty much what the decals are. Oh, alright, my music sounds very dubstep now. Which, you know, preferably, I don't know about dubstep. I mean, I listen to a little bit of it, but this is royalty-free music now that Twitch no longer lets you use royalty-free music. What they do is they actually will mute your page or certain parts of the page that has royalty type music or licensed or copyrighted music. Let's see. Oh, the back. There you go. Some panel lining there. Some panel lining there. Some happy clouds. A little bit of dust. I just like having music in my streams, to be honest, because I think that I don't think people just want to hear my voice the whole time. At least it gives them something to listen to beside my voice. And plus, if you don't like my voice, then at least it gives you something to listen to. Other than that, or you can just mute me. You can. I actually don't mind. I tend to talk a lot. You know? Some streams don't even have music on them. But then again, a lot of streams without music have really entertaining people in them. So, they make up for it by being a lot more entertaining than I am. much, 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 much better. I wish you guys could see how much better this is. But again, we're gonna go back to model building very, very soon, as opposed to streaming panel lining. Come this Saturday, gonna start a build on another model. It's gonna be another real grade. Another real grade. Right now, I like the real grades, and I'll probably move on to master grades later on, once I start running out of real grades that I'm interested in. Because there's actually a limited amount of real grades from certain series from the Gundam universe, and not even full sets of Gundams from different shows. Like for instance, Exia is part of the Gundam 00 universe, and there are 3 other Gundams in this universe. Well, actually more than 3 when the later seasons come in, or later episodes come in. And let's see, this is dark gray, so we want to panel line the hell out of these. And then we want to wipe it off. I think I went a little too far on this panel line. Nope, it's coming off. Good, the excess is actually coming off. So that's a good thing. And Q-tips. May I ask what you are currently doing? Hey Glenthorne, I am actually doing panel lining on this Gunpla. Now, I explained it before, but I'll be more than happy to explain it. Every time that you build a Gunpla, there's a couple of things that you should do after the build, right? So I already completed the build on this Gunpla. I got the head, the arms, the legs. I've got the weapons all done. Now, after you do all those, you have a couple of options to give a little bit more detail on these models. Now, you can do decals, which a lot of people do. Decals are not a bad thing. Decals or you can do panel lining, which is what I'm doing right now. Now, every single Gundam has armor on it, right? And each piece of armor has indentations or little divots in the armor. These little divots are not that visible. They're there, but they're not that visible. And you know, up close, or at least to the model builder, they are actually very visible, because of course you see all the details in your model and you've already checked it out, and you know what it looks like. So you're usually very impressed by that, and you usually know what that is. But for a lot of people who are looking at it, let's just say if it was in the display case, which is what I'm trying to do with these models, they're going to be a little bit more display types. Something I can put a display case. You want to do panel lining. Panel lining uses these pens. These are Gundam pens. And what you do is you find the creases in the armor, and then you line those pieces with the pens. And that will give a lot more detail to the armor. You'll now see these creases. You will see these indentations. You'll see where the armor connects together in the model where you wouldn't see it before. So it makes it look like an actual real Gundam. So real Gundams have armor pieces that connect together. So it's like panels, armor panels. And you usually wouldn't see them unless they're detailed. And that's what I'm doing. I'm panel lining this model so you can see more detail in the armor and the armor plating. And when you do panel lining, there's actually different colors that you use, which is why I have 3 different pens. And the gray is for the white or off-white or light gray areas. The black is for darker areas such as blues, dark browns, dark grays. And the browns are for reds, light browns, and such. Yes, 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 that is exactly it. And tonight, like I said, what we're gonna do tonight is I'm probably just gonna be doing some panel lining, and then after I do the panel lining, what we'll do is we'll put it all together, probably build some more hands, and once we build those hands, we're gonna do a little bit of posing with the weapons, which I am going to be taking pictures of later on in specific poses, and I'll upload that into some sort of social media or some sort of picture upload site, whatever it may be that I use. Flickr, DeviantArt, one of them, and then I'll add that to my description. All right, so we're done with that. So yeah, it's a little bit more boring than what I usually do, Glenthorne. You know, I usually just assemble them for the stream, or what I'm planning to do is just assemble the model for the stream and do the panel lining on in my spare time. But because this week, you know, we needed something to do until I get my new model, I decided to do some panel lining on stream. So here we are, and thank you very much. Thank you for complimenting the way it looks. I spent a lot of time filing and sanding and being very careful about everything I did for this model. A lot of things that most people or most model makers, when they first start building Gunpla, wouldn't do, just so it'll be a show quality piece, including all this panel lining that I'm doing. And also a secondary feature of panel lining is that you can add weathering. So there's some areas that look like the armor has been, you know, through some battles and through some stuff, through some fights. There's actually some white areas that I missed here, so I'm gonna take the gray and I'm gonna panel line these areas with gray. Again, the gray is for the white areas. Depth. That is actually a great word. That's what I'm gonna use from now on. I don't know why I didn't come up with that word earlier, or why I didn't start using that word earlier. So that would be most of the torso. Now let's get a brown for the red area. And Glenthorne, hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Although I know that this is not as entertaining as it would be if you were watching me actually build the piece. Trust me, I understand. But if you want to see future streams where you actually get to see me actually build these things, go ahead and feel free to follow. Unless you're already following, my memory sucks. I have the memory of a dead rock. Memory of a dead rock. So that means that we have a majority of it done. So that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, we will rebuild this model. I already did the panel lining for the legs, the arms, the head, and now the torso. So let's put it together. Again, we'll rebuild some hands. We'll put some weapons on here. And then everything should be very good. Okay, so let's put this back. This piece goes back in, and then it goes back here, and then we'll put the pens away. Just for reassembling. We can rebuild him. Excuse me. Alright, let's get to rebuilding. And then we'll get to some new hands. Oopsie. Okay, good. We got that piece. We'll put that piece back. Put the shoulder pads on, or the shoulder armor on. Oh yeah. That's very true. I've seen a couple of Gunpla models or Gunpla model builders on creative before. A majority of them were building high grades, which is again not a problem at all. If you want to go high grade, then please do. High grade is actually a very nice model to build. High grades are nice models to build, but again, the detail isn't really as well. The detail isn't really as high as a real grade or even a master grade. High grades are very cool though. Nothing against high grades at all. Nothing against high grade builders at all. But yeah, not too many builders. $6 million man. We can rebuild him. Yes. Good reference. But yeah, I've seen some people build high grades, which is cool. Nothing wrong with that. And usually, you know, if you're going to build a high grade, it's not going to be as detailed. You're not going to be putting so much detail into it. But something like a real grade or a master grade or even a perfect grade, which is the highest grade that you can get, well, the highest official grade that you can get from Bandai, which is where a majority of these models come from. It's a good place to start. So here we go. So let me stand him up. Let me get him to pose a little bit. Let's get him in a pose. Ta-da! High grades, there's nothing wrong with high grades, Sergeant Funny Bunnies. Welcome back, by the way, to the channel. There's nothing wrong with high grades. I started off with high grades when I first started building models a few years back. But you know, master grades are where it's at. Master grades are where it's at. So let's go build. Now we have the model right there. We've done panel lining on most of it, if not all of it. Hopefully it's all of it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to build a couple of fists so that we can actually put some weapons on here. Good. And now we're actually going to be doing some building. So let me get out some tools. Suggested by the that's right. Suggested by the face. Nothing wrong with high grades at all. Nothing wrong with high grades. So let's go break out some tools here. Now, for those of you who are wondering, this is a basic tool set from Tamiya. It has everything you would need to build yourself a Gundam model or a Gunpla, and it's what you will need majority of the time. We've got some extra hands, which are the fists that hold weapons, at least much better than what the hands that I'm using. And then from there, we'll go put some weapons on him. That should be fun or interesting or both. I hope people want to see something like that, which I'm assuming you do, because you know you want to see a finished piece. I would. Alright, so let's see if this goes on to this, how well it goes on. So that's going to be, nope, that's the opposite way. To me, a product placement. Yeah, I wish they were paying me. I wish they were one of my sponsors. Oh, I cut that a little too close. I cut right into the model. I wish they were paying me. Then I could quit my full-time job. Just work on Gundam models all day long. Let me file this down a bit just to get rid of the stress mark. Cutting surfaces usually have stress marks. Stress marks, especially in gray areas, in gray pieces, are usually where you cut the piece and it leaves a white mark where the plastic has been stressed. Alright, let's go put this one together. This is going to be the right hand. Let's see if it snaps tight. And we've now got a right hand. Do I have any sponsors? No, I do not. I am fairly new, Sergeant Funny Bunnies. I am very, very new. I used to stream under another name, where I did games. I had some followers, but you know, it wasn't all that terribly big, my channel. And then I started streaming games on this because I wanted to start over, because the old channel was about a year old or so, or more, and I wanted to start over. So here I am on this. So yeah, since I'm new, I mean, you know, I only have 18 followers. I usually get 10 watchers at most, 10 viewers at most. So no sponsors, not yet. It'd be cool later on though. I wouldn't mind. Alright, so now let's go find the back plates for these. Let's go get some back plates. Here we are with a couple of back plates, armor back plates. Yeah, I need a sponsor? Are you willing to sponsor me there, Sergeant Funny Bunnies? Is that what you're saying? You're willing to sponsor me? Because if so, I'm cheap. And the product placement comes natural to me, as you can tell from the Tamiya toolbox. Let's see. Now that we have the back plates ready, let's go put them on. And we will panel line these. You don't have the money to sponsor me? That's completely fine. I was just kidding. I was just kidding. Alright, so we got the back plates. Let's go panel line them real quick. There's actual other hands for this, like hands that are more dynamic and open, very open, but we won't get into that right now. Have at it, Sergeant Funny Bunnies. We talked about motorcycles before, right? Yeah, we did. We did. Have at it, my friend. Go look at motorcycles. I do that a lot on the internet myself. It's just nice to have you back here. So get some panel lining on this back plate. Get it all cleaned up. Let's go put them on. So let's take off these hands, which all came off. Let's go put them back on. These hands, the reason why I'm replacing these hands is because the hands that I do have right now have articulation on them, which means that they don't hold weapons very well. The articulation doesn't really, because they're not as tight as a static piece. Oh my, how do I, okay, that's good. I see it now. There you go. So we took off that hand, and we will take off, well, we won't take off that hand. We'll put this hand on. And now let us put a weapon. Now we have a gun blade here, not gun blade, a GN sword. The GN sword is cool because it acts like a blade, which is cool. A blade with a little shield right there, and it also folds in, and it shows a pistol type weapon right here, right? Which is very, very cool. So what we'll do is we'll put it on right now as a blade first, and then I can show you guys the way it works once we actually put it on. Let's go insert this piece right here. That's great. And then we will insert this piece on to the arm, where it actually does have a little area to slide to plug it in. Ah, the piece came off. StarCap. No need for sponsorship from my followers. No need at all. I don't need sponsorship, especially not this early in the game, right? Maybe later on, once we get a little bit more popular, then we'll consider sponsorship from anybody for that matter. Anybody that likes my channel or thinks that what I do is entertaining. I have no problems with that whatsoever. Now if I can just get this to work the way it's supposed to work. Get it to plug in there the way it's supposed to plug in, and we got it. So as you can tell, let me get these parts down. As you can see, it's a blade, and then when this flips down or flips over and the piece comes off, this would be much easier if everything worked exactly the way it's supposed to work. I know nothing works exactly the way you want it to, but still. But again, there you go. Once this closes up, then it turns into a pistol. And then let's turn it into a blade again. And what we'll do is we'll add the shield on its other arm. add the shield onto his other arm once we get this piece out. Oopsie. There you go. So that's with the shield, that's with the GN sword, and everything is pretty much assembled. Everything is pretty much done on this one. Now we have a couple more pieces to put together. We do have some decals that I think we need for sure. There are some holographic decals that are from here, and that's what we'll do for the rest of the time. Put the holographic decals together. So I'm gonna need the instructions again. Actually, I can have the instructions pulled up online. Alright, let's see. We'll add the first set of instructions. And we will take these out of the plastic very carefully. And this is where the tweezers come in. Alright, so these are letters with no numbers. So we're gonna start off with, let's see, letters with no numbers. Letters we're looking for, because we're not going to be adding decals. At least not at this time. I might do that later on. I might add decals later on, but not right now. We will not. Alright, so we need to add decals to F and G. So right now let's look for F. Alright, so we need F. And this is the time where you will need tweezers. Because the thing about, let's put them back on real quick. Let's take the weapons off. The thing about decals is there are certain oils on your fingers, on your hands, that could make the decals not as sticky as they should be. So let's stand them up properly. Put the arm down a bit. Put this arm down. Let's go add some holographic decals. So we're looking for F, which is this piece right here. Remember, we don't want to touch it. This is a time where we use the tweezers to get it in there. I want to fold it in. There you go. That's holographic piece number 1. I know it doesn't really show up too well, but there you go, it does show up. So you see there's a little bit of a shine on here that this piece doesn't have. So that's where it goes. Now let's see if we can do another F on the other side. Another holographic piece right there. You know what? Let's go put it in the other way. There you go. Both sides of that have holographic pieces now. I think you'll be able to see both of them. Yeah, you see the shine on the thighs right there? On the legs? There you go. Now we need a couple of G's. G number 1, and I'm missing G number 2. Nuts. We're missing one holographic decal, and it's not here. Let me just double check my decals or my box here. Doesn't seem like that piece exists there. So let's see. Actually, let me take a look at. Let me look at the back of the instructions here. Actually, these holographic decals aren't even supposed to be there until you add the stickers onto it. So let's remove them. If we could do that carefully, actually we can probably use this. Use a blade to take it out. Very, very, very carefully take it out, because apparently there's certain pieces for the holographic decals that require you to add a sticker piece there first. Take the thigh piece out. Pop that out. Use a tweezer to get it. Put it back on here. So we will need a couple of 10s. Again, be very careful not to touch the pieces. And you add them to this part right here first. Being very, very careful, you line everything up properly. Times like this, I wish I had a steadier hand. Let's move everything out of the way. Moving the model and moving my hand at the same time is starting to be a little bit of a problem. To think I wasn't going to add any decals before, but now apparently it's required for holographic pieces. We need a secondary thing there. And now we use a Q-tip to get everything in properly. You can actually use a Q-tip or even this file a bit. Get the other decal in there, number 10. Pop this side piece off just to have a little space. Put the model down. Alright, get a Q-tip to get everything in. And then we add the holographic pieces. Which should slide right in. At least they should. I am really screwing this up pretty well right now, because now I have a bunch of marks on these holographic pieces and these stickers. The holographic pieces themselves aren't even really decals, so we don't have to really be all too careful with them when it comes to touching them. Alright, now the other piece on the other side. Again, these aren't decals, so you don't have to really be too careful with them when it comes to oily fingers or anything. But you still want to use tweezers because it's a little bit more work than if you were adding detail. A little bit more work than just getting the pieces to go in just like a regular, as if they're just regular pieces or model pieces. Alright, so we've got that. Let's go plug this back in. Okay, that snaps back in. Snap the other one back in. Out of the armor, and now you see right there that it does shine a lot better. Now we need two G's, which unfortunately I seem to be missing one. I only have one, so we won't do that one. Let's go see where else it needs stickers, hologram pieces. While I do that, let's vape a little bit. You like to use your hobby knife? Which, you know, I should be doing, right? I'm doing a little, you know what, I should hold them that way, hobby knife and tweezers at the same time. Alright, so we need the C's. And the C's go where? Let's go take a look at where everything's supposed to go here. We need, maybe the decal list will show me. I see, 15s. So we need a couple of 15s. I see where this is going. No, I do not want to update Firefox. Usually decals would be perfect for hobby knives, which actually might work out here, but because these are holographic pieces, they would probably be better. But right now I need to get into certain areas that I usually wouldn't be able to get into without using Alright, now we want to get let's see the C's, go into that bit. Yeah, it seems that we were supposed to add the holograms around the same time as we were assembling it. We'll remember that for next time, but right now these stickers will have to do, these decals will have to do instead of the hologram pieces. Being very careful to get this piece all the way in there. Alright, these are very bright decals. Alright, here we go. Oh, the water slide decals? Yeah. It's unfortunate, though, with something like this where it's a real grade, where it's 1/144th scale, it's harder to maneuver things around, right? Okay, so that works. Body unit. See if there's anywhere else that needs holograms. Right now, so far, we're failing on all the holograms except for like one piece, which is the thigh, which is actually the most important piece for the holograms. Alright, so we need it for the back piece right here. Those are number 13s. Even smaller than the other ones. Even smaller than the other ones. This is actually something I have the least experience in. Adding decals. Everything else is very self-explanatory, and even some detail. There have been some detailing in the assembly that was very stressful at times, but these pieces are extremely detailed, extremely small. You're working with such a confined space. Now we add the arm hologram pieces, which is an E. Okay. Alright, the back of the arm. I don't know if you guys can probably see that shine right there, so that's good. Let's do that again on the other side. Again, we get the 13 decal. I think I'm getting better at this. Good. Let's get it in there. Let's push. Oh, no. It's not going to cooperate as much as the last one, but it will still cooperate. Yes, it still does. Again, it's that area right there. There's a bit more play on the light. We've already done that piece. Now we're looking for A and B. Where's A and B supposed to go? This requires the front of the arm. Let's see if I can get that piece in there. The front of the arm, I believe, is... Look at this again. Let me look at the instructions again. Nope, nothing on the front of the arm. There's one in the back. There's two in the back. There's two right there. Nope, no hologram pieces on the back of the arm. Oh no, I did that already. Good, good. Left shoulder, which we already did. The shoulder pieces are right here. As you can see right there. See if it requires any holograms anywhere else. Out there. Look at the GN shield. Nope, not there. GN blades, nope. Beam sabers, nope. And that would be it. For holographic pieces, there's only really 3 that we don't know about. Let's see, A and B. Nope, 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 nope. We're just double checking real quick, just in case we saw we're missing like some holographic pieces. G and F. Nope. Another G and an F. Nope. The 2 C's. Nope. Nope, not there either. Guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking at the instruction booklet to see if there are areas that I'm supposed to put stickers into or hologram pieces into. I don't see it there. I don't see it there. Shoulder pieces. If that's the case, we're pretty much done with this model. Oh, I see. Oh, the head. The head piece. I see where those are supposed to go. Okay. Now let's see if there's pieces on the head we're supposed to put. Nope, it's just hologram pieces. Just double check here. No. And here on the top would be no. Just hologram pieces. Okay. A and B. Let's take off the head real quick. So we can work a little bit with a little bit more space. Again, these are times where I didn't shake so much. And we dropped it. be having an easier time in my hands didn't shake so much. Much easier time. Okay, that's good. We got it in there. That's just a matter of pushing it down. Actually, come to think of it, let's take off the top of the head. Oh. Alright, now it should be better. Alright, let's go put this in. A little bit more play. Alright, that's good.
Time and time again I tell myself that you no good. Bad for my health and I can't help myself, it's understood. Poison but I love it. Kill me softly with these lips I'm touching. Lust and love it, nothing but disgust from no one is temporary, something's gotta
This is a lot more involved than I thought it would be. To be completely honest.
Time I notice and just wake up from this dream or just go deeper. Reality ain't really what it seems. So please don't wake me up. Please don't wake me from this nightmare.
Alright, that's good. Now that we've got that done, just in case, let's take this off. We're pretty much disassembling the head for this, just for this hologram. Just for this hologram piece. You have to disassemble the whole left side of the head.
So let me sleep. I'll die if I wait, but I'm already dead. How much more can I take? Nightmare. Nightmare. So here we go again. It seems like
I'm almost inclined not even to put this hologram piece on. Yeah, we don't really need these hologram pieces on. There's not much detail in it anyway. I think there's a sticker that, or a decal that's supposed to be put in there, but alright, let's put everything back together.
So please don't wake me up. Please don't wake me from this.
Alright, let's go put the head back together. I can just imagine putting decals on this thing. Alright. put on the head fins, and let's put it back onto the body. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the best. This is the best we can do. Next time we'll pay attention to where the hologram stickers go. If a piece that we're building again has hologram pieces, but right now that would be it.
So let me sleep. I'll die if I wake, but I'm already dead. How much more can I take, nightmare?
What are we missing? That would be it. We're not missing anything. And that's it. We will consider this Gundam model done. Now, like I said, what I'll do is I'll take pictures of it and I'll put it up onto a picture site so that everybody can see all the details and everything that I've done on this model. But other than that, yeah, I'm actually very, very, very happy about how this turned out. And you know what? It's actually surprisingly a very, very solid piece, right? Very solid piece. Probably because of the inner frame that it has. Well, let me just put this hologram piece in to the bag. And we've got a little bit of a box there for them. I'm gonna start putting everything back in the box, or back where they came from. During this time, it is now 11:21. So what we'll do is we'll wait until around 11:30. During that time, I'll play with it a little bit, answer whatever questions to the lurkers that want to chat, do a little bit of vaping, some celebration on this model. But yeah, just to give you guys a description, well, let's go take a vape, maybe a drink, which I don't have. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a real grade Gundam 00 Exia from the series Gundam 00. Again, there's a difference between high grade, real grade, master grade, and perfect grade. Those are different levels of grades for these Gundam models from Bandai. This happens to be a real grade, and the real grades are in between the high grade and the master grade. It has the same detail and articulation as a master grade, but at the size of a high grade. High grades are 1/144 scale versus the master grade, which is 1/100 scale of an actual Gundam. So it's the same size as a high grade, same detail level as a master grade, and it's small. This whole journey, this whole thing that we did was very in-depth, let's say. It was a lot of work to put in for this model. A lot of work. Now we started off with putting the right leg together, and then the left leg, and then the torso, and then the right arm, then the left arm, and then the head. We've got everything done. And it took about, I'd say, well, we started off around Friday morning or Friday afternoon, and then it is now Thursday, and that's with everything. That's after we put it all together. We did some panel lining on the armor to give it a little bit more depth, so it looks a little bit better when you actually pose it and when you start taking pictures of it, which I will. And we finished the panel lining tonight. We added some decals and some hologram stickers, or hologram pieces that are required. And we're done. We're done with this piece. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to start a new model this Saturday, which I'm going to start building then. For those that don't know, it's going to be the RX-78, which is the first Gundam that came out from the original Gundam series, the first Gundam series. As you can see, there's some details, such as the fins right here, GN drive in the back that actually opens up. And once it opens up, there's a little gimmick where you can actually make the GN drive open. So you can see the GN drive inside, and then you can push it back in, and then close that back up. The front GN drive condenser, it opens up a bit also. And the cockpit opens up like that, like so. And then close, close, close. Very, very posable. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's everything for this model. So, after this, I'm going to put everything back together. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you very much for joining me if you've been here before and actually building this model. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to be doing some cleaning up, and I will take pictures of this, which I will post up and put on my description so everybody can see what it looks like. I'll put it up in like certain poses, and I'll show you some of the details, and I'll describe everything along with panel lining and putting the model together. So after that's done, then we'll move on to the new model, which is the RX-78, which will come this Saturday. Guys, tonight was fun. Got to finish everything. I really, really do appreciate it. Again, I can't say that enough. You guys were great. Everybody that's been here since the beginning were great. So I'll be taking off. It is now 11:25, so close to 11:30. You guys, thank you very much, and I will see you again.